Your papa they sleep. Poverty gree your papa sleep. Hunger gree your mama sleep. Your mama they stand for side of the road for middle of night when rain dey fall. You come here, come they ask me whether I dey sleep. Come they type am back to back like say they make sense. Olori Buruku. Collect rap Jojo. Koshi down. Person I don't block, you still come back on the laugh. What's funny about what you just wrote? Malu. Oluwa.he, aka Money Gun Popper. I will soon turn off the comment section. You know, like I said, I want a conversation where people talk. And I'm quite tired. And not to get energy. So I'm waiting for people today when I go talk. If I not talk, me too I not go talk. Prissy, yeah, come and talk. Where is Ladi? I saw her earlier on. Let me call her. I'm turning off the comment section today. If you not just know. Ololade mi Asake. Kidstoys.ng. I'm going to turn off the comments like I said earlier. I need people who are going to talk. It's a very bad habit. When you find people up and down. Okay. So I don't really get energy to talk. I'll just switch off the comment section. Make everybody they look me, make I they look them. Okay, Samabe we day here. Then I lock comment section. Very good. I don't the one when they come. See, this is your habit of sitting in the comment section and not participating and not contributing. We end one day.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my darling. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good.
That would say make it talk fast.
Who be the person? Not be today.
You didn't see that comment?
I didn't see it.
He said, Baba talk fast if you give it to him. No, it's going to make me laugh. People are so funny.
Person where they smoke it, but we don't know what's in the one yam.
So I got a question now.
So, how far?
Oh, you told me so. Oh, okay.
How have you been?
Anyway.
How have you been, Sama? Network no good today. Oh. Is it my network? Is it my network no good or Sama network?
It's yours.
Are you serious? Let me watch. Let me watch myself on another phone. Hold on. Let me watch here. No, now your own go see. Now your own no good. Yeah. My own day okay.
That's weird. Because I'm not even using the house Wi-Fi. I'm using my phone.
That's probably why.
Is it better now?
Yes. I can see your nose now. So I want to ask you,
Blood nose.
how do you know when you have married the wrong person? How do they take no?
You have that first doubt.
How do you have that first doubt?
It's a mistake. That's the beginning. I mean, I understand the fear comes at the time. Especially when you remember it's about to be forever. You're about to be locked in with that person. But you see, once you have that feeling that it seems, because you will know.
How?
Especially those ones that cannot patch.
How will you
You
know?
know.
How will you know?
You will know. Because when you feel it, when you see it, when it happens, you definitely know. But the thing is, depends. Because you may be, somebody may not be a good father or a good mother. But they may not be a good wife or a good husband, but they are good parents. Okay? So sometimes when you be like, oh, it seems this is not really what I thought it is, then a lot of times when there are other things that you can use to compensate, let's say now having, how do I say it? Like, let's say you guys already have kids or you're already pregnant. And then you tell yourself, okay, look, I think I'm with the wrong man. I'm married the wrong guy. But let's just keep watching. And then you have the child and you realize that, okay, he may not be a good husband. Because people may not be good at this, but they're good at that. You now realize, okay, he may not be a good husband to me, but he's a good father to the child. Then some people may be like, okay, I'm just going to stay because he's a great dad, even though he's not a good husband. And then you use it to compensate the place the person is lacking.
But can you stay with someone who is a bad husband, but a good dad? Can you stay with someone who is a bad husband, but a good dad?
You go manage now. At least you go manage. Of course I can. You go manage. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect. If this is what they are lacking and it's manageable to an extent, at least for the sake of being a good dad, you cannot. It depends. It also depends on what they do wrong. Because let's say if somebody who is very nonchalant, with nonchalant attitude, it can be like, well, when it comes to me, he's very sensitive. But when it comes to the kids, he's very sensitive. So for that reason alone, what you will do is learn how to tolerate that person, learn how to manage, and just know that, okay,
so this person is cheating on you.
And so many marriage.
So this person is cheating on you. But
no, cheating is a different thing altogether. Because you can't even know you're cheating. You know what I'm saying? You cannot call yourself a good dad and you're cheating.
No, you can be a good dad and you are cheating.
The difference, it depends on what you call this cheating. Because I will not see you as a good
I drop my
dad if cheating
I drop my
you
kid
is.
I drop my kid in school and go and knock my babe and then pick my kid from school. I'm never late to pick my kid. I do all the homework, take care of my kid, pay all the bills necessary.
I won't rate you as a good. I won't qualify as a good father.
Why?
Because it means that you don't even love your kids enough. If you have to make, and don't also forget, in as much as cheating is cheating, it also depends on what kind of a cheating. Because one thing is to know that, okay, he probably has a girlfriend out there. Another thing is that he cannot just close his eyes for everything and skate. And once
No, that
anything
one
is
is
skate
not
passes,
good.
he will pass.
That one is not good. Have arranging everything.
But
But
see
that you
what I'm
get
saying?
like as a
No.
Nigerian man, you get like your 1 or 2 holes where you did there for, and they
There are
did there
ones
for
that
you.
once anything, they can't just close their eyes to anything and skate.
I know those ones. But it still doesn't make them bad parents. It just makes
No,
them a
that it is,
bad
it is.
husband.
Because one day you bring something home that you give me.
Are you breastfeeding? As long as you are not breastfeeding, the children will be okay.
You say
as long as you are not giving the pikin Bobby, make the pikin chop. Sure you get. You go just they scratch, they use their medicine, you they okay.
Are you trying to tell me that it is okay for for that person to go out there and bring something that will affect me, that may cut short my life as well as his, and leave those kids under the word foster care or to,
now that is irresponsible behavior, because a married man that is cheating, hold on, a married man that is cheating, if he not like you, they use a rubber, he go they do test with him babe. They do that.
So how sure about the babe? Can you vouch for the babe?
They go they do test now. You go they do monthly test every month. You go they do test.
So you go find what you did until you find what you're looking for. What you're looking for. You're gonna do test until what will happen. So is it better to keep running tests or to avoid it? What it is you're doing that test about for? What happens? It even makes sense because first of all, being a good dad is considering putting your children's consideration. Whatever you have to do, have conscience. Because let's talk about it this way. Aside from catching something that you may infect your wife with, how about you get yourself involved with the wrong woman that will eventually come back to haunt your family? Because there have been women out there that are so devilish that you see them coming back to become a problem to one peaceful home. A once upon a time peaceful home will become scattered. Children will take off, they'll run away. They may even go as bad as coming back home to hurt the wife. Because out of jealousy, because they want to be the man, woman, they want to be married, or maybe because they became pregnant, they don't have any conscience, they want to be the woman now. Especially when they know the man is a good man or he's very generous, and then they want to now come in and be his second wife. They don't even care. They'll just bring their problem into one peaceful home. Before you know it, kids will start, going off the streets. Especially when you have teenage kids, they'll start to their boyfriends to talk about what is going on in their family, because children also get traumatized too. They'll start going through their own emotional stress, and then they'll start falling back to DRUGX. They start following people, sleeping out, falling in the hands of the wrong ones. It's applicable, so it could be, either way is not good. So when you have conscience and you're a good dad, then you should have your children in consideration before taking certain steps. That's when you should know that whatever I do, any step, you see, it's not just about being a good dad or not being a good dad. I say this all the time, even the so-called celebrities that some of us like. I remember when, what's his name? Rich Gang, when he passed. I was at work that day. It was last year, right? I was at work and I felt so bad. I don't know him, he doesn't know me. But as a fan, I felt bad in a sense that I love his songs, I love his voice. Just like I love Tunchi Baby, Lil Wayne, for example. So these people, you realize that when you call yourself a celebrity, there are people who really genuinely love you. They may not be related to you, they don't know you. So you should be mindful of the things you do and the life you live, because should anything go wrong with you, it's going to affect these people, whether you like it or not, somehow. You know? So if you are to be someone's, model, somebody looks up to you as a role model, you should be careful what you do, because you don't know how the things, you may think like, I don't care, I don't owe anybody any explanation. I live my life the way I like. Now, imagine if you were to be a father. If you were to be a father, you should be very, very cautious of the things you do, people you hang around. If you think you want to cheat, then you cheat with one woman who respects you. But if you keep cheating with the wrong people, or with the selfish women kind of a person, and then tomorrow they want to come back to torment your home or to harm your wife or your kids out of envy and jealousy. So I don't see not cheating or cheating and taking care of kids as part of being a good dad. No. There are men that will tell you no matter what they do, not when they don't play with your kids, it doesn't come near their homes. They're very protective. And let me tell you, the pure love is a love that when no matter what you do, you put in not just yourself, but people that look up to you in consideration. That's what I see as love. Love is, as a parent, as a father, as a good father, a good dad. You are putting your children into consideration before you make any move. What if this goes south? What will I benefit from this? How will this affect my children? If my children hear this, how will they feel about this? Especially when you value them and they value you too. If they don't value you, they don't care about you, it's okay for you to do whatever you want and however you want to live your life, live it. But if you have kids that look up to you as their role model, don't crush their feelings. Don't break that trust they have in you. Because it's going to live in their head. You're going to damage them mentally forever. And a lot of grown adults are roaming around today living like that. So many of us are products of dysfunctional homes. Dysfunctional homes. It affects them even as adults till today. The same is applicable to ladies too. Most ladies watch their fathers, so, and all these things will play, you see it playing a very big role in your life when you settle down. All those little things you experienced in the family, you saw your father do to your mom do to your father, you may think they are nothing. It's even easier for men to outgrow some of these things than the ladies. The men will be like, well, now I understand why my dad did what he did, why he married 2 wives. Now I understand why my father would, have girlfriends as a man. Because men will always be men. But the ladies, the girls, those ones are hard. It's too difficult. It's so difficult to whenever it is they saw the weakness, it grows with them. It will grow with the ladies. You see them a lot of trust issue, even in their relationships, even when they get married. The trust issue is there. So, when it comes to things like this, it is always okay to be mindful. Know that it's not just about you. The kids are watching you. I know somebody who told me when I was with him, the father would kick the mother when she was pregnant. That blood would be coming out from her mouth. He would beat her and all those things, and he saw all this. And guess what? He hated his father. But guess what? The same thing he hated his father for doing to his mom is what he is doing.
To his wife.
I'm telling you. And the funniest part, the wife will now agree to marry you out of pity. From everything you claimed your father did to your mom, he used to sleep in a store with the roof leaking. He would sleep on top of bag. They sold some pre-owned weirds. So he would sleep in a store under the rain, under the leaking roof. The father was used to giving outsiders and not giving to them. The father, notwithstanding all the money he had, in exporter and importer. But he never cared. He was better off giving to strangers and public people. And he hated his father for those things. But guess what? For that reason, he befriended his mom, trying to make his mom's life the best. And one innocent woman there would think that, oh, he's a very caring man. But he's a damaged man. This one I'm giving you is a first class, like me, that is happening like this. He is a damaged man living, moving around in trauma. That never healed. He's not healing from it. And then you see the relationship he has with his mom, and you're thinking, oh, this guy must be one of those men that look after their wives, their mom. Any man that can take care of his mother can take care of any woman around him. Baby, that is not true. He is doing that to compensate the mother for everything she went through that he witnessed as a child. And then when he got involved with a woman he married, he could not be a good father nor a good husband to the wife. He ended up being the same thing the father was to the mother, to the wife he married. So what am I saying?
I wish you were in church earlier today. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, generational curses. Unconsciously learning. You know, people spiritualize it. They say, oh, it's spirituality. Oh, no. There are things you learn just by following your parents.
It's very bad. And I'm telling you, this is what it is. And sometimes we women, we fall victims. That's why it's like, we parents and we as grown, some of us may be like, oh, but we don't have kids. You're going to have kids someday. Unless you decide not to have a kid. But let's say you become a father tomorrow, you have to be careful what you do and the things you do. Because you are going to damage your child one way or the other by your actions. And let's say you ended up not doing that. You also be mindful of people that come around your kids. Because a lot of them are moving around with baggage of trauma. So if you don't train your own, or you're training your own, for one person who did not train their own to come and marry tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That if it's like
100%,
you are doing so well for your children, you train yours for somebody out there that did not train theirs. And then they come into their life tomorrow pretending to be whatever. And then you go by, you be wondering, like, where did you get it wrong? Because you groomed yours to be better for one out there that was never groomed. And then you blame who tomorrow? Who are you going to blame? So we need to put hands together to make sure we do the right thing. Because you may be saying none of your business. You're going to be your business, or it may become your business tomorrow. That's why it's never say never, or look at people who separated or divorcees, or be like, hey, you guys are there. You don't even know what the fate of your children will be tomorrow. Oh, your daughter, your sister can never be, your child can never. Come on, I understand you're doing everything good, morally right, to make sure you train them to the right path. But how sure are you? You are training them. How about the person they may end up with tomorrow? Are they also being trained? So it's good for all of us to put hands together and train everyone equally. These are not time. This is not then that it will be like, okay, look at what is happening. For example, this apostle or whatever he is, that had to go and marry a woman for that boy, the boy with autism. It is so bad that when we see a man fooling around, this is not about a kid right now. You see a man, a boy fooling around, a boy that is so strong-headed, that their parents are unable to control. Before you know it, let's marry him a wife, he'll calm down. You, your parents, you are not able to take care of that child, that boy. That young man that is carrying cut glass to chase all of you in the family, chase your grandmother, grandfather. But you people believe marrying a young girl for that guy will put him together. Now you go and marry one innocent girl somewhere to come and carry the burden that people could not carry over the years. It's not fair. It's okay for the boys to go out and stay out late at night, right? Oh, boy, don't you know? It's okay for boys to come back whenever they like. They're allowed to come back after 8 o'clock or 7:30. Talk to me about it. Now, when you marry them tomorrow...
Oh, Wendy, you shouldn't have left. Hello, bro. Wendy, we're waiting for you. Oh, Wendy. Why did Wendy leave? Wendy, please come back. We also wanted to hear from you. Continue what you're saying, Samaria.
Yeah, so it's okay for the man to be out there, return whenever he chooses to come back home in the evening. No, the girls are not. I mean, look at it. A boy will go and impregnate a girl and come back home. My father like son, you helling him because he's the one that impregnated somebody's child. But a girl will be pregnant and come home, and you want to buy her for being pregnant.
No, but you see, you need to understand that being pregnant out of wedlock is a.
Sorry?
Wendy, but you sent me a request now. Wendy, come back. You see, being pregnant out of wedlock, the problem. So let me give you an example. My son impregnates a woman out of wedlock. My responsibility is small. Last, what can I offer? Money. Then my son goes to the house and go and take care of their baby. Abi? No, my son is not going to stop school because he got a woman pregnant.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not his nature. A woman cannot go to school with pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? So the men are given more liberty because should a pregnancy occur, their lives are not going to be scattered the way a woman's life is scattered.
That's what I'm saying. But then they forgot that it's somebody's son that did that.
Yes, we know it's somebody's son. Okay, so my son gets a girl pregnant now. I beat him, I shout at him. He's not going to stop school.
Yeah.
Even if I say, okay, out of punishment, he's going to stop school and sit at home. He no go still born the pikin. So the onus in that regard is always higher on the woman.
Yeah, and it's not fair. Because this is how...
But that is life. That's not... You can't blame that on the father. You can only blame that on life.
But the reason that's what I'm saying, that parents, we need to do better. We, as parents, we need to do better on both genders. There's nothing like it's okay to correct this gender and leave the other gender to do however they like, because these are the things that will play a role. These are the things that will eventually come back to harm and to hurt us. Because you are teaching that boy that it's okay to do the bad thing and get away with it.
Okay, my brother, let me ask you the same question. What is your take
on this issue?
Yes, no.
First of all, I want to say I wouldn't want to pontificate on the issue because I don't have the 100% knowledge.
No, there's no issue. It's just we're just asking what is
however, we're just focusing on the male child in such an environment, right? Let's look at also the female child too in that environment. How about we say the guy that observed his mom being ABUS or Olive, and then meets a girl that came from a similar situation, and then something triggered this guy's behavior, act differently. I'll use myself as an example, right? I came from a home like that, right? But however, I vow not to react or reenact what my dad did or try to behave like my dad. However, I see the difference. But when you meet someone that will trigger that part of you, sometimes you look at yourself, you just walk away. Like, I wouldn't want to call him here, but I've been in a situation whereby I was pushed and I just, what did I say? I don't want to use the word. I said that word and I walked away. You understand? Some women too prefer guys that are very, very, very physical with them. They feel that's love, and trust me, it's not love. Because you don't know the next reaction, you don't know how the guy will behave. I don't know, some people think that's love. To me, I feel like that's not really love. You understand? So sometimes this woman will push these guys into behavior, bringing that part of them. Of course, they're seeing, they observe subconsciously.
They're being groomed to think that is love.
What about ladies do in that kind of situations? How did they turn out to be? Let's look at it from the other side of the angle too. What if the ladies are the one pushing these guys to bring that side that they'll be suppressing or they don't want to be?
So you think a lady will push? It's okay that a lady will push somebody to that side?
Trust me, man. At my age, I think I've been around. I understand ladies will push you.
But how about you go outside and your fellow man pushes you to that side? What would you do?
We're not talking about my fellow man here. We're talking about...
No. You think, I mean, men exchange blues every day outside. So when you're outside and your fellow man pushes you to that point, what do you do?
No, when a fellow man pushes me to that point, and we there outside and camera no day, he go collect. If a fellow man pushes me to that point and we there outside and camera no day, I don't use eye look, say camera no day. Or more, Na finger, na
Referee.
knuckle to the
Referee,
teeth.
let's say you outside your fellow man, somebody who looks bigger than you, somebody who looks like a heavyweight champion.
Because
Okay.
you
There
look
was a-
bigger
there
than
was
me.
a
You see, let me tell you something.
There
All
was
these
a-
gym
there was
muscle,
a
they don't
video.
really get muscle. They don't
Sorry,
really
sorry,
get power
video.
like that. Too. You see, all those boys. Wait, let me ask you a question. All those boys where they carry wheelbarrow for market, how much muscle they get? You see, all those people, all those gym bro, we get plenty muscle. Those boys where they carry wheelbarrow, those for market inside sun.
Don't worry, but if you
They
let's
will
not be
mend
gender
you. I don't see them mend them.
At least
Yeah,
you listen
well,
it twice before you react.
Baba, what if
You
you
will not just
marry? What
react
if you marry?
immediately.
You see, let me tell you something. Yeah, I tell a man that the only time he can raise his hand on a woman is if she hits him.
Yeah,
That's how I
okay.
raise my daughters. If you can raise your hand to a man, be ready to collect. If you come home and say my boyfriend or my husband slap me, and I say what you do, and you say I slap him, finish. You don't call it very good. Now I go tell you good.
Because
Enter
why
house.
would you do it?
Do you understand?
That's right.
That difference depends on the society where you do. I saw one
That's
video
why
recently,
I'm in
the guy
Nigeria.
in UK or something. They get the popo the guy, like the popo the guy. The guy carry big backhand, no issue. And people can just not the backhand and then make the guy go there. The guy can't receive what he's supposed to see, right? So I know they read the comment, they laugh. But I see the video in so many platforms. The videos keep popping up on my.
Say that girl will get big ass where they beat the guy.
Yeah, I get big back when they beat the guy for London. When does they popo the guy like anyhow, man? Popo this guy when people go the comments say the guy go carry EKB, this night EKB, everything night EKB only one, you know. So in those situations, as you said, yes, if you're in Nigeria or Africa, if you
Nigeria.
get woes you want, you fit react, right? But North America, if you get woes you want, okay, let me just use like my own situation.
Okay, if the girl is doing him like that, why can't you report to the police?
Because let me use my example. I was in similar situation, same situation. Although mine wasn't that physical, right? That to that extent, right? So we went to therapy, right? Then I stated one of the reasons why I wasn't happy was she raises her hand on me whenever she gets mad, right? Then the therapist was like, "Oh, so what's your concern when she raises your hand? Or she raises a hand on you? What do you do?" I like, well, my concern is that I fear my reaction. I might do something that will land me in jail or might send her to the hospital, right? Because I go to the gym, I work out 247, right? So I don't want to do anything. Okay, now Mo could revise the situation. Hey, now me sit down there. She can't raise her voice. Can't say why she not happy me at the poop one. Which the man go do? The man has authority to call the police right away and report the situation.
Hold on a second. There are exceptions to that. Okay.
You will report. Trust me. Forget about that.
There are exceptions to that. First of all, you guys, I don't know if you guys are doing confidentiality. I know you have the right to report anything that seems like ABUSE.
Yeah.
You have to report that anywhere, okay? But now this is a therapist you guys are going to. If you two of you had just gone there and you people are just airing out what is going on in your marriage, she will not just go and start reporting. Now, if she came there and you seem like everyone suppressing her and she can see those physical marks of evidence of ABUSE on her and she's not saying a word, then she has a right to report it. You guys are coming as for to seek counseling. It's not just automatic reporting just because she's the one that stated it. If she says that before you, that means she's not hiding it. And then that can lead to further questions about, she asking you. Then if she now sees or senses that her life is in danger based on your reaction, that's when she has a right to call. These are counselors. They hear worse things than that.
Well, let's talk about the police people too, the authorities. When they arrive in a situation like that and they notice that the guy has some calls and all that, and they ask, "So did this to you?" and he says lady or something, they'll ask the guy, "Do you want to press charges?"
Of course. They'll always ask if you want to press charges.
But with the lady, when they come in and see the lady's bleeding, they don't ask if the lady wants to press charges. They pick the guy away.
First of all, they will say, you guys from that spot at that time.
She's a vulnerable species, or what do you call it?
But you know that regardless, police will always separate you guys at the heat of that fight or argument.
The state will take over the situation. She doesn't even have to press charges.
The state will take it only if you report it's been happening and you agree to press charges, baby. We've been in situations where police were called over and over again.
Okay, we're just talking about
if you agree to press charges, that's when they will take it up. Now, if they see that there are certain vulnerability related thing going on, that's when they'll also be in charge. And now when you're vulnerable, you're unable to, for some reasons. Aside from that, separating the guy, telling the guy to leave that environment, that vicinity at that time is a normal protocol. Okay. You can't leave people who already fighting there.
Komorodin just gave a fact here that because the reason why they do that because women has, based on statistics, right? Women has died more than women when it comes to
right. So
TV, right? TV. So that's why the police take action right away. They want to secure the woman. They want to make sure the woman is safe. Okay? That's why they take action right away. I understand where they're coming from, where the logic comes from, where the whole idea is coming from. However, I'm just trying to relate with what that phrase says, that if a woman raise hand on me, make me a raise hand, I'm not going to raise hand on the woman because, first of all, I know my strengths. And if I raise hand, leg go turn or I go slow, right? So I'm not going to raise hand.
I'm saying you have the right to.
If you
the moment person.
I misquote you. If the woman raise hand on me, make me react or something, I'm not going to react. I'll just allow her, she just relax, right? I'll walk away. Because I've been in that situation whereby actually I got a serious blow and I felt it, right? I just walked away. I took my things and I walked away. Now we're talking about marrying the wrong person. Yes, marrying the wrong person has to do with both sides, right? So first of all, first ask people, when you meet this person, how now you communicate? Waiting bring that together. Waiting making it last for this long, where something can't happen. Because I've been there too. When I met someone, I love everything about the person. You understand? I love how the person presents everything and all that. But when the person can start to sound condescending or sound very disrespectful, then I'm going to withdraw small, and I'll kind of shut down. And that communication will continue there. Then now the person say, "Oh, he doesn't talk to me. He doesn't communicate. When we talk, he just keep quiet." Because now there the thing they carry start from. You understand? Now meet, now like each other. Everybody vibe. Things gel because yes, if I don't live together, that means something make an actual live together. So what can happen in the process? We need to look at that from the both sides. I wouldn't say I was perfect during my own situation. I have my own fault and I accepted it to a level. I actually accepted it for years. Then people told me, "Oh, Stanley, you have to stop. You have to stop accepting the fault. You're not the only one there. You're not the only person that in the relationship, right?" That's when I stopped, right? However, I just have this self-awareness about what happened and everything. That's why today I was trying to change, to be a better person. But then the other person, on the other hand, Lady Grass say, she fuck up. You understand? So now it takes two. Like if anybody marry each other, there's a reason why you guys came together. Maybe for the wrong reason. However, there must be some attraction, right? There must be something there. So why not try to work it out? Like why not try to okay, you know what? I'm here now. Let me retract. Let me see what I'm doing wrong and try to talk, communicate with the person and just have some respect. It goes the both ways too. When you guys start being condescending or try competing against each other, then that's when the issues start. Sometimes you can see the sign from the beginning. Like of recent, I just see a sign in somebody I talked to. I was like, you know what? I know they. I just stepped down. I just like. I know because I know where it will lead to. Because me, at that point now, of course, you're 30, middle 30s and 40s, right? You don't live. You have a PTSD from your past relationship, whereby subconsciously you could eliminate some behaviors like. You see small thing where go make it us feel. Although maybe the person will be that person, right? But just that.
But the person may be wrong. But the person may be right too.
Yeah.
Because if you say elimination, people use process of elimination to repeat what they've seen as a pattern from before that is bad. So maybe as you're also eliminating the person is also eliminating you.
Yeah, I know.
You guys are both using process of elimination because it goes both ways, right?
Okay.
Because somebody who's been experienced from something, like you rightly said, would want to use process of elimination.
Yeah. Yeah. Subconsciously though. And sometimes intentionally.
And of course, because they know. They recognize it. That's why I thought that if it's when I stated mine that you would know. You would definitely know. When you see a pattern, you will know.
Well, not really the pattern. One thing
unless you've not been experienced.
I'm experienced, but once you have to understand is that when you guys are in your 30s and you guys have previous relationship, when you come together, you need to understand, okay, if you really want this person, don't play games. be straightforward, right?
It's not
But
against.
sometimes the person too, you two might be trying to test each other, like trying to see if the person have that quality, and the other guy too will like the guy too on the side will like, okay, let me just try. Because I've been there once, like when I was in the street, right? I was talking to somebody, and I literally told my friend, I want to try this and see how she reacts. And if she reacts the opposite way, I'll just fulfill my promise. But if she acts differently, I'll just like, you know what, I'm good. And I tried that, and I told my friend, yeah, she acted the way I expected. So I'm out.
So, but what if the person is also doing the same thing to you too?
Then that's where the situation is. Because, okay, if you're doing the same thing, then, if the person is doing the same thing, that means the person should have been self-aware of the situation and like, okay, probably let me just lay low and see how it goes. You understand? That's what I'm saying. You know why I'm saying this? Because I've seen cases where people will be thinking that, just like a man who thinks, oh, I have to keep 4 girlfriends, and I'll be testing out of them to see who amongst them is good enough for me. Yeah? Because to be honest, the 4 of them bring different things to the table. No. Now, one of these girls at the same time, in her own way and pattern, she has already sensed the person as a red flag because you keep into many women. You see, it goes both ways. Because as you may be thinking, you may do this to check this person out. The person may also be trying to check you out on it too. And you guys will end up, especially when there is no communication, because we don't have our minds. Our hearts are different. The mind, what is reading in mind is not the same as what is reading in yours. You're checking somebody out here, and they're checking you out there too. And then you default, they will default. And you guys, because there's no form of communication, you never talked about it to say, oh, do you know I was checking you out? Oh, do you know I was checking you out? And you automatically will be like, oh, you're all about red flags. Not knowing it's the same thing. You see, it goes both ways. So we just have to be very careful when we do some of these things. That's why I give people benefit of doubt sometimes. Okay, the person defaulted. Okay, let me try and see here. You know what I'm saying? Some people do that. You don't just write people out outright just like that. Kamaruddin is something else. Kamaruddin, come down first. So, yeah, that the phrase you're right though in to an extent, and people do. To me, people do not marry the wrong people. People just fail to cohabit together, like with understanding and patience and all that. Because trust me, you think you married the wrong guy. What about the guy out there? You don't know how the guy behaves, right? When I hear people say, "Oh, we don't have that communication anymore," I like, nah, go back and just know what's wrong. And when people come to me with their issues, the first thing I ask them is, "So, what's your fault in the relationship?" I ask them first, "What's your own fault? What role did you play?" And trust me, they hate me for that because I want to hear your own side. As I always tell people, there are 3 sides of the story. You understand? Not just 2 sides. There are 3 sides of the story. Maybe 4 sides of the story for talk. You understand? So I want to hear your side, the guy's side, and the spectator. If there's anybody watching, any witness. You understand? So that's why I call it 3 sides of the stories. You understand? So, however, people should learn to cohabit very well and try to understand each other because it is not easy to live with this stranger. There's nothing to understand there. It is not easy to live with this stranger. Okay. Yeah, the truth. The community didn't say my side, your side. The truth. Who is the truth? The truth is the spectator, right? The witness. Sometimes the witness will be neutral. With like, okay, this is what I saw and this is what I heard, that kind of stuff. However, it's difficult to cohabit with a stranger, somebody you don't know. You're just trying to understand each other and try to live together. It's not easy, especially in this side of the world. And the society today, the society is not making it easier for us to actually be faithful. You have this app you go to, like when you go on the app, you're talking to 10 guests at once. Like you're talking to 10 men at once. Like you're confused, you don't know who you want. I prefer the old way of meeting ladies. Like meet them on the street, meet them in the mall. Take that time, put that effort, take bus. By the time you take bus or you take taxi, go see one for where they call themselves, like 5 kilometers away. We get time to go see another one. But now you did in your living room, the comfort of your living room, you did a chat to 10 people at once. Me, I was like, this doesn't make sense.
I'm
right?
even trying to focus on why are men lying about their age now.
Ah,
Well, because
What
of
is with
genetic,
men now
because
hiding
of-
their age? Because I thought it was just ladies that were fond of lying about their ages. Why are men so ashamed now that they hide their age? Because that's the latest I've been noticing recently. Some people lying about their age, and then I will tell them, listen, don't lie to me. This age you are showing is not your age. You know, there are things that are typical women thing. It's very, very disturbing when you see men do it. And I had asked one of them this afternoon. First of all, it was like the older the better. The matured men take care of women more. I said, that's not my. How old are you? So it's not a big deal. Uncle, when you finish, how old are you? I said he's 43. And I'm looking at the person that said he's 43. And I had to go back to his old photos at 2012, 2019. Uncle, there's no way you are 43. You know that. This is not the first time it's happening, not the second time with different people. Like, why are you all lying about your ages? If you're not comfortable disclosing your age, what more will you be hiding out there? It's very disturbing. And then eventually he now had he wrote like 3 pages. I did not respond. He now said, oh, okay. Well, I was born in February 18, 1973. So he is 53. So you literally removed 10 years from your original age. Oh, God. Fear God small now. You see, you cannot cheat nature. I don't know if everybody ages well. Some people are lucky to.
Kumaruddin just made a statement, made a fact here, and it's true. Some men, especially if they haven't achieved, they haven't reached, they're not organized yet, they haven't achieved, they tend to bring down their age because women will always judge the man that is in his mid-30s to 40s. You haven't settled down, you don't have a property to show for yourself, or you don't have
why you like, whose fault is it? So you think lying about your age is the best thing? So how much more do you intend to lie?
You don't understand.
You see, these are the things that you see. And this is why somebody will tell you, oh, he lied to me about so many things. It was after he said I do that you realize that he lied about so many things. She lied about so many things. You may have had a doubt from the day one, but because you were busy eating fish head, asking about what are you wearing, what are you not wearing, you forgot to discuss the important thing. Then when you now start living together, your conversations were based off, like you were saying, you would ask, what made you guys lose the interest? There was never an interest. They were overwhelmed with, what are you eating tonight? What are you not eating tonight? With celebrity gist. Now, when they start living together in the same, under the same roof, when you don't have to ask me, what are we cooking tonight? You can see clearly what I'm cooking. When you don't have to ask me, what are you wearing? Because already are you blind to see what I'm wearing? There won't be anything else to communicate. They are not good with communication. Apparently some of them, especially when you meet those of them that is one person is a talker and the other one is not, maybe a good, some may be good listeners, some of them may be good at talking, some may not be good at talking. There are people that if you're not the one leading the conversation, they cannot contribute anything meaningful. You will just be the one leading. So anytime you guys get on the phone and you're not the one leading that call, it's always like, okay, now how you doing? Okay, Dad, I'm just checking up on you. Bye. Everybody will go their way. Now, when you live with such people under the same roof, that's why you see some married wives and married husbands, they're always on this Face Life and the rest of the platform, talking, and their husbands are in the room. Because they can't even have a decent communication with their partners.
Because
it's not like their partners are sleeping or they are doing anything, but they just cannot communicate. That communication skills are zero.
Because
they will resort to going on social platforms to go and look for those of us that are saying to chat stuff and to keep them occupied. Are you okay? You carry your cross, go and stay with who you married.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. You're making a good point there. You have a valid point. As I said, once again, it might be the other person feels like this one does not have, it's not the same school of thought with me, right? Because I was.
So why settle for somebody who is not in the same school of thought with you?
I was there too, and I realized the part I played. I was just fresh out of the boat, and I met someone that was born here.
Not you. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm just asking general.
I'm myself as an example because I don't want to generalize the whole thing, right? I don't want to say someone else. I always talk with facts, right? So I see where the difference, and the other person did not even try to understand where I'm coming from. did not recognize how overwhelming the culture was to me, and I need time to gradually immerse in the culture and the ways of life, right? They were just trying to push it on me, and that scared me. That like, now you're not accepting my culture, you just want to push yours. So now there was a communication break in between, because I was like, she's not listening to me. She just want me to do things her way, right? And that is it. I'm thank God I'm self-aware, and I realized all this afterwards, right? That is it. Sometimes the communication is there. How did they get together? For that's one asked. Yes, she said this, that. Then look for something interesting to talk about. Look for something like something.
So you need to look for something to so many things in this.
And I know one time you said you can be silly. You go to a hotel room, you knock and you run. You can do, the guy can do that, and the guy will say, "Yo, you're acting so childish." And now the guy will feel like he's insulted, right? The guy like, this guy is insulting me, and then the guy will stop bringing out his real self. You understand? With my previous partner, I was sealed. Like, I was sealed. I didn't want to dance, because if I dance, oh, you're dancing anyhow, you're embarrassing me. If I like try to be free, that kind of thing. If I try to
that's a whole lot of controlling right now.
Good. Okay, good. So that's
people should be able to be free and have the rights to do, like, be happy and be you, be the original you.
So
you see, that's exactly what I'm saying too. You know why it's like that? Because you probably didn't let it out at first from day one.
I did.
So what changed?
I did. I was always
because you see, that's why I tell people, for example, when people talk to me, I tell you, look at me talking. And whatever you see right now is what you see from me the next 10 years, 15 years. I don't think it's going to get worse than this. It may get better, because maturity and adulthood will get you coming down. But nothing like, when I met her, she was so quiet, and suddenly now she's a parrot, or she blah, blah, blah. You see the way my mouth runs? It's not going to stay like this. This is what you see the next 50 years. So don't come and, like, portray yourself as this kind of quiet personality. Then when you get comfortable, now you want to extend what you already showed to the point the person will feel uncomfortable, like, oh, you're doing too much.
Okay, we're just talking about communication here. I will be more quick digress a little bit to the other side. The thing when they make everything this solid. Sometimes to that side, the other room they very fun. You understand? When the other room they very fun, they're gonna be like, say, we'll go wake up in the morning, like, say, belly they worry them. They just carry tight fists, like, say they be sick. You understand? So more look at the other side too. Yes, the communication to the break off to when the other side to knock on this solid. You understand? Oga one time for night, or whether actually I say mostly now Oga the one time. Now women always say no, because if woman one time Oga need if say no, Oga go always answer, right? So let's talk about the other side of the room too, because the other side of the room to they contribute to this less communication and this fighting in the house all the time. You understand? So you need to know who you they married to. The person like this thing, you need to try. You need to know your partner, at least not go meet halfway. You understand? You need one of you guys have to compromise. You understand? So when the other person, they always call the shot, or now only one person they initiate the move, it they kill the relationship and they kill the communication.
Yes, I am.
So more don't look at back. Maybe focus on.
Maybe even people say either or be my or not mother uncle. Maybe you're gonna study about hair
Well, you go then I gotta get to that point. So you go need to.
Let me tell you, really, right?
Yeah.
Like we were saying today, sometimes you have to be with somebody you're attracted to. If you end up being with people you're not attracted to, it's not like somebody you're dating that you may not see the next 3 months of. You can tell today, hey, I'm not in the mood, and they will respect you. Once you don't say, I do, living under the same roof, whether you like it or not, you'll be attracted to that person. So ensure you're not being with that person because the person has a nice car that is tripping you at that time, or the person can afford the comfort you want in life. Because if it's on these notes or basics, or just because you want to prove a point that you want a trophy, if you end up with somebody for these reasons, you're not attracted to them. When they keep coming around to demand it, then you'll be fed up. the interest will not be there. You will not be pushed. You will not want to do it. And if you are not saying yes, dancing to their tone, that won't look good. The man will not be happy. You have to give a man food. So every morning when he wakes up on his way out in the morning, he'll be happy. The same thing with some of these our aunties that we see at work and everywhere we go. When they're not getting good food, the body could pepper them. So you have to give them good food, give the man good food, give the woman good food, so they'll be relaxed and their blood pressure will come down. They will sleep well. Their hormones will be well controlled, and they will function very well.
Hey, let me tell you a story. When I was back home,
and then you, when they give food, you try to give. Because some people also sometimes there's little things that put people off. It could be hygiene-related thing that can put somebody off.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
You just need to gradually tell the person, or tell say, "Oh, have you tried this? Have you tried that?"
So the thought of you even making the attempt is pissing the person off. It brings down the interest because you are another waste of time.
If the person no good, how can I reach the point of getting married? That's the issue there. So that's where I see.
That's what there are people who actually get married because of the things they are going to benefit or situations.
Okay. So you're right. So I'll like to bring up a story here. That this guy used to work for Patronize Me back home. Like this guy, after work, the guy so much like me, does carry me, elderly man. He carry me, does go on joints. And the guy they drink big stout with Papmi. They mix them together. I look at the guy, so guy, the time why you drink this? I say, bros, you don't understand though. I like how I don't understand. Explain to me. And I say, bros, man, I didn't this for my wife. I said, what do you mean? The guy said, oh, if you smoke it or you grow up, you understand. So we have to say this morning. See, in the house, after they don't send children go to school, you have a bank manager, him now the teller or something in the bank. Then it's after children don't go school, right? They don't send children off to school. The wife supposed to leave two at the same time. But this day, the wife does the roam around, they talk to the man does the busy, does relax, they on the school. And the wife they naked, they pass so back and forth, does they know where anything. They can't look at the wife they talk to her in the answer, and the wife does all of a sudden the wife does snap. And the wife does snap, does bed, does leave house, does come out. Nine does they say, waiting to do this morning, waiting do wrong. Then they just
give signal, they see the signal the whole time.
The man say, it don't take when he touch your wife. And the man say that he fought. After you don't leave the woman for house, you don't see their back and front. You don't read 30 years or something. Or 20 years. Now you don't see the wife.
Make I go sleep or time don't go. This our gist, not the end. Samaria, God bless you. Thank you so much. You are such a good entertainer. Oh, you have finished. No, 5 minutes too much. Just land where you are. I'm exhausted. I just the way make you finish.
I can see that in you. I was gonna tell you that earlier. You need to rest your eyes.
You need to drink. So you go house tonight, you go hammer the wife. So the wife will be happy. There will be peace in the house.
That's the secret, period.
That's the secret. So the woman don't communicate with her. The woman don't best leave house. They don't feel communicate on all that. So it's beyond. Trust me, people want.
Women get ego. They don't